I always thought, like, why can I just not skip to university? Right? I don't want this. The amount of things you can accomplish in 24 hours is scary. I did what I love. I focused on doing what I love, and the money just came naturally afterwards. I used to question my subjects all the time. Why are we learning this? Why do I have to analyze poetry? Why do I have to know what enjambment is, Sajora is? Society's determined that you become an adult when you're 18. That's not true. There's so many people who are stupid and have no clue about life.
The NPC, that's where the NPC came from. What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. And this is the second time we've actually had to do this. So, hope you appreciate it. We are not videographers, but I have a very, very special interview with you, with somebody who is 16 years of age.
15, actually.
15?
Yeah.
15 years of age, is influencing in crypto, traveling around the world. Didn't you say you got booked flight, right?
Booked? Yeah, so Singapore, that would be nice.
Singapore.
Conference, yeah.
Kids flying to Singapore, right, at 15. Right? At 15, I was still playing GTA. You know what I mean?
I still play GTA.
Well, there you go, right? And this person, I really do think, can inspire you no matter how old you are. Doesn't matter whether you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, or whether you're still in school. You've got a very interesting mindset and approach to business. So I'd like to welcome the legendary crypto kid, Efe.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, man. I'm so happy to be on. I think this will be a very nice, bite-sized piece of podcast that, as you said, I think it could be inspirational for people of all ages, really. So I'll just start off with a bit about me, who I am for people that don't know. I'm Crypto Kid, so you can check out my social media very quick if you want to. I'm on YouTube mostly. I do crypto technical analysis. I do, different altcoins. I look into them. So that's what I do right now. But it's been a long journey. So I'm 15, and I started my crypto journey when I was 12 years old. But, I've had this entrepreneurial spirit from a very young age, and I really wanted to do more. Like a lot of kids my age, they just right now they settle for what they have. It's just that school routine. You go to school and then you play some sports and you do some homework, and that's it for your day. But I just wanted to do more soon because I saw that potential in me. And this is the thing that people fail to find in life. It's not your age that differentiates you from everybody else. It's your knowledge and it's your mindset. If I thought that if I have the proper knowledge right now, proper mindset, proper determination, then I can be doing everything that I want to do right now instead of when I'm 18 or 21 or whatever. So, and in the last podcast, right, in the first one, you said something nice about that. I forgot what it was now, but it's like you said, Bitcoin isn't running away, right? It's not. Well, it is running away.
It's not waiting for you.
It's not waiting for you.
Yeah. I said
exactly.
I said that Bitcoin's not just going to wake up today and say, you know what, Efe, you're 15 years of age. I'm going to wait before I move in price. I'm going to wait until you hit 18. I'm going to wait until you leave college, you leave university. It doesn't wait, right? So many people go, no, I'm going to wait until this time. I'm going to wait until I'm finished with my GCSEs to get started. Mm-hmm. But opportunities don't wait for you. Opportunities are there and then they go. And it's up to you whether you decide to take them. And it's very interesting that you've decided to go ahead and grasp your opportunities with two hands.
Thanks, man.
So, interesting enough, last time we spoke, a lot into depth with your story. Those episodes aren't going to be out. We're going to change them into reels because we fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
So briefly, explain your journey so far.
So I won't do a huge deep dive like that, but I'll give you more of a brief into my story. So my entrepreneurship journey started when I was very young. I was like 4 or 5, and actually not even 5. I was like 3 or 4 years old, and my mom was reading me some children's books, and those children's books were just it was just a bunch of pictures and squiggly lines with like 2-3 words per book. And while she was reading it to me, I was like, Mom, how much did you pay for this? And she told me the price. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was just so surprising. So I said, Mom, what if we did this? What if I made this and we sold it? So the gist is I tried, it didn't work, but I was really motivated, and I was really questioning about the world and questioning that, if they're doing it, I can do it myself. And I really wanted to take that shot, wanted to take that risk and try it for myself. I've had that all along. You know, I had my small sneaker business. I was actually the first person in Dubai, one of the first people to do sneaker reselling.
Crazy.
And right now it's like a huge culture in Dubai, but before it was not that big of a trend. And I did it with one of my friends. That didn't work out too, because in the last podcast I mentioned my dad, he was driving me to customers, and I was after school, I was negotiating with these people at like 9 years old, and it just didn't work out. So logistically it didn't work out, but it was a good concept. Then I did a lot of musical theater. I mean, my still dream is to become an actor. So I did 8 years of musical theater. I tried out voice acting. I tried out, I tried a bunch of stuff, like so many stuff I tried and did until I found what I was passionate in. And it turned out to be this. I really like crypto. I really like being on screen, and it's just helping me build up to become that actor and mixing my interest in finance. So what you can take really from that story is the morale. Just try as many things as you can. If you're young, if you're 15, 14, 16, if you're 9, 8, you have nothing to lose, right? You have no responsibility to look after a family. You don't have to have job security to really look after someone. So you have the ability to try, make mistakes, because in the next 10 years, right, if you did make a mistake, it wouldn't really matter, because that you were a kid. So just try as much as you can, make as much mistakes as possible, and in the end, find what you love doing. Find what is your passion. Because once you find your passion and you make it your career, you'll never feel like you're actually working. You're doing what you love every single day. I'm obsessed with crypto. I wake up with crypto. I sleep with crypto. I think about it all the time because I love it, right? And you need to be really obsessed with what you do to become number one. That's the number one mindset you have to have. You need to be obsessed, and you should always believe in the impossible. Like, I've been to so many conferences and everything, and at this time I was like 12, 13, 14. And my parents and friends and everyone was saying, you can't go to this conference. I mean, it's like there's going to be 20, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. You're not going to even be let in. You're not going to meet this person, X, Y, Z. And I always said, you know what? If I go, what do I have to lose, right?
Exactly.
What am I going to lose if I go? Maybe they'll reject me. They will say, oh, sorry, you can't go in. But what will I lose? So I always just handled these opportunities with both of my hands. And I just grabbed them, as you said. And I just, grasped all of these opportunities. I took every single one of them whenever there was a networking session, an even small tiny chance of meeting someone. I always took it. I always went, and I always actually used my age to my advantage to meet people. And everyone was hating on me, saying, you're so young, you're not going to be able to do this. And I reversed that, and I made it an advantage.
Yeah, you had the sticker, right?
Yeah, I went to conferences and I put my age. I just said, okay, I'm going to write the sticker. I'm going to write my age on it. And it was a beautiful conversation starter. And, all these people, they were in lines to meet, these high top people. And I just said that I was 14, I was 13. And they were like, oh, wow, that's crazy. And they wanted to meet me. And it was just so incredible. I'm still so grateful for that, because all these people that I met in my life, they always acted as my mentors. They gave me a bunch of their stuff for free, their content, their knowledge, their expertise. And on my end, I made sure that I really listened to them, right? I really listened and applied everything they told me in my life. So it's a one-on-one thing, right? You can meet the best people, you can have the best mentors, but it comes down to you. Are you willing to put that work, willing to put that dedication? Because I feel low all the time.
Wow.
I go to school. I still go to high school. I still have studying to do. I want to spend more time with my parents, because I know that in the future, I'm not going to get to be with them a lot anyways, right? So I still want to have family time, still be a kid, enjoy with friends, but I also know that if I do this now and put in the work now, then that's going to be super beneficial to me in the future. So you really have to put in the work. Sometimes I don't sleep. I sleep at like 3, 4 a.m. Something happens in the market. I make a video. So it's just, you have to be super flexible, super committed, super determined. But this applies if you're like 15, teenager. this you can do because, you have a lot of adrenaline, you have a lot of energy when you're 15, 14, whatever. But if you are older, right, and you have responsibilities, then the thing changes, right? Then it's a different game. You need to have job security. In my opinion, you always need to have a job where you're making, fixed income from, where you can sustain your life, you can look after other people if you have to, your family. So it's always good to have a job security. But what you do is with the money you make from your job, then you need to funnel it into your side business, your passion, whatever it is that makes you happy. You need to funnel the extra income you make from your job and funnel it into your side business. And then eventually your side business is going to be your main source of income and you're not going to have to do your main job anymore. But it's so important to really pursue what you love, because after you're 60, after you're 50, when you retire, you still have all this time to live, right? And you need to be doing something, right? And you need to have always a purpose, a motivation in life. This I think you can answer much more better because you've been with people like Iman Gadzi and etc. who've made it at a very young age. Right. And I always question myself, if I achieve everything I want to do by the time I'm 20, 21, what do I do for the rest of my life, right? It's just this horrifying thing. Like, I have all this time left, and what do I do? And I think you mentioned, I'm not sure if it was you, and you said that what happens is you change your focus into building things, into giving value to people, into giving back. That becomes your mission, building stuff that is really, really valuable to your community, and you just give back. 100%. I think that's what happens, but I'm sure you have more stuff on that.
We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was very quick, very snappy. And
look, it's crazy because you covered a lot of points that I don't think a lot of people are going to get, right?
Let's slow it down. Let's tone it down a little bit.
You covered taking advantage of opportunities, right? You grasped these opportunities with two hands. Every single time an opportunity was there, you gave it a go. Doesn't matter about your age, doesn't matter about your GCSEs, doesn't matter about what your parents say, which is ridiculous. Even though they support you, but everybody's gonna have their opinions. My parents were the same, right? They support me, right? But my dad still tells me to this day, like, "Hey son, you sure you're okay? You sure you got a job?" I'm like, "Dad,
exactly,
I'm good," right?
Like for the first few years, like because I started to spend more time on this than I did on school, so my parents were naturally concerned. But, I just tried to show them how it was, very beneficial to me, and I'm doing all these things, and, they should be proud for me and just let it be, because academic life is super important, right? You still need to do well in your academic life. I try to balance both, because in academics, right, you learn a bunch of hidden things that are not too obvious, right? I've mentioned that I was a questioning person from a young age, and I used to question my subjects all the time. Why are we learning this? Why do I have to analyze poetry? Why do I have to know what enjambment is, caesura is? And if you look at the hidden meaning, you actually learn how to solve problems, you learn how to make friendships, you learn a bunch of hidden skills, right, inside school, inside your own school subject. So don't disregard it. Trying to zoom out and understand the bigger picture. I mean, the problem with the education system is that they don't tell you why you learned stuff, right? The teachers are clueless.
Because they don't know.
Because they've never applied that knowledge into a field where they can actually put it to work. Instead, they've, graduated and they began teaching what they learned.
Yeah, they just regurgitate it.
Exactly, and there's no experience, real life experience that they can pass on to you from doing what they've learned. This applies to high school. University is a bit more different because then you have accomplished people that become professors. They get paid a lot more money to actually come in and teach you. So there you get your experience. So I always thought, like, why can I just not skip to university? Like, I don't want this.
That's funny.
Like, it's just, I hate this fact also that, the society's determined that you become an adult when you're 18. That's not true. There's so many people who are stupid and have no clue about life.
They're NPCs. That's
where
they're
NPCs
came from, right?
at like when they're 20, 30. And, to determine that someone is an adult at 18 and then they can do whatever, it's just so bad. Like, I'd love to drive a car right now. I think I'm fully capable of doing that, and it's just I face so many obstacles also, like because of my age. I've tried to smash past them. It was really hard, but I think we've talked about this in the previous part. I'm just trying to remember what we've talked about also.
Well, we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
We always have some great conversations because it's very interesting. I've got a theory, right? And one of my theories is that there are new souls and there are old souls. Have you ever heard about this theory?
Yeah.
Right? So I believe that sometimes I would consider myself an old soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I touched a certain age, I'm looking at shit differently than the people my age, right?
Exactly.
People my age at the time were, still wanting to get a job,
Mm-hmm.
still, taking the mick with their life. You might have friends right now
Mm-hmm.
that they still just want to glide by. Their
Mm-hmm.
parents told them, wait till you're 18 and you can take life seriously.
Exactly.
But yeah, when you're looking at things, you're seeing things differently. You're seeing opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to ask you a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it came to taking advice from people,
Mm-hmm.
what is your tip to anybody when it comes to having a mentor
Mm-hmm.
and, like you said, giving attention, listen to what they're saying, and taking action on that advice as well? What tips could you give for some people?
This is so important. Like, you shouldn't take advice from everyone. And you really need to be careful who you take your advice from, right? What I personally did was I found the people that I wanted to be like, that I found were very inspirational to me.
Same. That's
I
one of
said,
my big points as well.
you
don't take advice from somebody you don't want to be like. Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You would never do that. You need to find the person, right, that you want to live their life of, right? So find the person in your field, your industry, that is at the place that you want to eventually go to. And the trick is to actually get them to become your mentor,
Yeah. And you played that nicely because you looked at, okay, how can I leverage this?
Mm-hmm.
Points where people would look at this and look at it as a bad thing. Okay, my age, my parents, opportunities, blah, blah, blah. Some people even they ain't got enough money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You looked at these negatives and you said, okay, how can I leverage this to get a mentor?
Exactly.
You guys might not know this, but you've spoke with Gary Vee, right? this guy's been in the great presence of the legendary Gary Vee, right?
Thank you.
And that was from leveraging these things. You said, okay, my age. So let me put that on my t-shirt, tell everyone I'm 15. Now when people are talking to me, they're just going to be delivering information, right? It's going to break that ice. It's going to give them, like you said, a conversation start, right? Which is interesting. And then you're being attentive. So when people are saying to you like, yo, FA, do this, FA, do that. And you're like, I want to be in your position. So I'm going to take that on and I'm going to do it, right? Who gave you the idea to start content?
Yeah, so this was cool. So I've been a trader since I was like 12, and this is something we touched on in the previous podcast. To do what I do now, it took a lot of education, right? It took a lot of time educating myself. Every day after school, I would just come home from school and like read books that 40-year-olds were reading, and just really spend the entire night every single day for 6 months educating myself. It wasn't an easy journey. And then living in Dubai, I'm so grateful that I do live in Dubai, but I did come here when there was nothing here also. Like when I was like 1-2 years old, there was nothing in Dubai.
Oh, you've been here the whole way?
I've been here the whole way.
You've seen the full transition?
Full transition. When I was first here, like Burj Khalifa was still being made.
You know what's interesting is a lot of people will hear Dubai, right? And they'll be like, oh yeah, this kid, he's got all this, he's got this, he's got that I don't have.
Exactly.
But guess what? There's fucking millions of people here.
I know.
Right?
I know. There's millions of, well, I wouldn't say maybe hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of kids my age, right? And
Yeah,
they
that
don't
do
do
fuck
that.
all.
Exactly.
That do nothing. There's a lot of taxi drivers here. You ask the guy, bro, how long you been here? He's like, 15 years. He's done the same thing for 15 years. He's had the same opportunities. The same people have got in that taxi. He didn't put on his thing. He didn't put a badge there say, I want to make money. Give me an opportunity. Give me a job. He didn't put a badge there say, I got no money. Please help. Right? He didn't look at his negatives and flip them for the past 15 years, but you have. Right? So just for those people, because I always think, like when I listen to podcasts and when I'm doing a podcast, I think, what is the end person think? And I know somebody out there heard Dubai and thought, oh yeah, this guy's got everything. But believe me, he's taking care of opportunities that you ain't. So make sure that you're paying attention here. So, right.
What was the question again? What were we talking about? The content situation.
It was content, right? Who told you to do content? Because you've been here a long time over the past few years.
Yeah, so I've been here from the start when nobody knew even what Dubai was. And, the analogy was there, right? If you're here for 15 years, right, there's a lot of opportunities that do come along. And no matter what you do, no matter what you... and no matter what you do, right, you still have the potential of taking that opportunity regardless of your age, where you're from. It doesn't matter. It's really just mindset and educating yourself. Those 6 months of education that I gave myself, mostly from like books on like my phone that I found and videos on YouTube. Anyone can access that. It's just, are you willing to do it? And the thing that inspired me to do my content was like, this was 2021 September. I used to watch a lot of Carl's videos, Da Vinci's videos. These guy in the
Carl the Moon and
exactly.
Da Vinci, right?
Yeah, the guy who bought Bitcoin at $1. Like I really loved.
That's still fun.
It's wild, bro. That's a story for another day. You should get him on.
Yeah.
He's wild. He's
Yeah.
been mining Bitcoin at 67 cents, man.
Bro.
It's
my
wild.
God.
That's crazy.
This goes to like, what's mad is some people seen Da Vinci, right? It blows my mind with YouTube because YouTube's like endless, right? Da Vinci put a video out. I don't want into it, but Da Vinci put a video out, right? What did he say? Buy $100.
Guys, it's insane. He said, please buy at least $1 worth of Bitcoin, and he put his audience up to the test. He said that if you lose money, I'm going to reimburse all of you.
Wow.
And only 10 people took him up to that.
No way.
Only 10 people took him up to that. And now they're all millionaires, each and every single one.
How much was BTC at the time?
It was like, I think when he made that video, it was like $15. Don't quote me on that, because he did multiple ones. The one that went viral was actually when Bitcoin was a little bit higher, in like the hundreds of dollars. But he's made a couple before as well.
So it was $100. So
and but
$100
everybody calls Da Vinci lucky, but it's not the situation. Like, he's held his Bitcoin all the way from then. He's had the vision that Bitcoin will become what it is today. He's held it since then till now. And he's been through like insane amounts of cycles. Like, he's telling me that when we saw the bull market for Bitcoin, when it went to $32, I was still buying at the top at $32. And it's just wild. Like, he's had this vision. And just, it's not fair to call people lucky. Like, that's what I'm trying to say, because really there's so much work that is done behind the tip of that iceberg you see on social media. There's just so much work that's been put into achieving things. So this is the fooling that you get kind of from social media. People make it look like it's so easy to achieve everything that they achieve, and the people watching get frustrated when they can't get to their level, because they're just wanting to find ways to get rich fast and make money fast.
Yep.
Whereas money should be one of your least priorities when you want to become successful.
Following your passion.
Exactly. I did what I love. I focused on doing what I love, and the money just came naturally afterwards, right? So this is why I wanted to do content. A lot of these people around me, like I went to Da Vinci's conference. I remember at night I was watching his video, and he said, tomorrow morning I've got this conference, and I was like 13, 14 at the time, and I told my mom I want to go to this conference. She was like, you crazy? You're going to go to a conference? You're at this age? And I went the other day. I took a cab. I went. Again, no clue if they were going to accept me in or whatever. So it was just one of those times that I took a chance, took that risk, and it was beautiful. It was one of the best decisions I made, because I met some of my mentors who are still helping me out today, and they've really helped me out throughout the entire journey. I've met Da Vinci, I've met Carl, I've met Tone Vase, James Crypto Guru. These guys really shared a lot of their information with me for absolutely for free, because I was young and I was determined to learn. But if we flip the roles around, if I was not 15 and if you're 20, 30, the way that you can get the same treatment is if you can give value back. So this is why education, again, incredibly important, because you need to find ways that you can give value to these people, the people that you want to meet, the people that you want to become your mentors. You need to find something that you can give to them first, because your mission should always be to give, never to take. If you give, you will... Very big alpha, because when you give, you build very strong relationships, right? And these people, they have a lot of people around them, right? Successful people, they always have people that try to take for them.
Leeches, literally
leeches. Exactly. Leeches. And a lot of these people have trust issues. That's why sometimes they're not as giving as possible, because they've had hundreds of people, all they did was just take from them. So if you approach these people with complete generosity and just open your sentence with, how can I help you, right? I do this and this and this. I think this can help you out, and I want to do it for absolutely for free. No charge, nothing. That will be like, hold on, no one's done that to me before. They've always asked.
Yep.
You want to give without wanting anything from me?
And when the free shit is better than the paid shit,
Exactly.
that's when you finally realize that's the glitch.
Yeah.
When you do things for people for free, but it's better than their paid stuff that they've had. Let's say you wanna close someone as a client, right? So a lot of my followers, like, they want to do side hustles and all this stuff, but they come from a place of scarcity because they always say, okay, how can I close the biggest client? How can I get this guy for 10K? How can I get this guy for 15K? I look at him and say, how? Tell me what you're worth. Tell me why this is worth 15K. And they go, I don't know. I just want. And I'm like, how are you going to be doing it? Like, they don't even know. They just want the money. And like you said, because they're chasing it, they're losing it. But when you come to somebody of stature, you got to bring something to the table, right? And even if you're trying to bring something to the table and it's valuable, but it's paid, well, guess what? They've got hundreds of people
that can do it.
Yeah. And they'll do it. They'll do it for them for free, just to be in their presence.
Exactly.
Right? But if you can come through and you can do something for free and it's better than their paid shit, that's when you really level up. If you start running ads for somebody, you go, look, I'll run the ads for you for free. I'll pay for ads, whatever. If it makes you money, great. You do it. It works, right? Social media management, same thing. Short form content, right? You go and make crypto kids somebody makes you some reels, and they're like, yo, these reels are getting 10K views, 20K views. You're gonna be like, shit.
I get a lot of emails, by the way, saying, can I be your short form content creator? This is some of the stuff I've made for other people, and this is how I charge. Whenever I see this email, I get like at least 2 of these every single day. I immediately disregard it. But the only time where I actually look at an email and reply to that person is if they've went to one of my pieces of content, done shorts of my own content, and sent it to me as an example. Then I look at it, because that means that they took the effort of doing what they would usually charge and making free samples from my own content. That is when I show, like, that's just immediate respect.
They've given, like you said, they've given with the intent to not receive. It's pure intent. Right? Whereas a lot of people give with angles. Right? They're like, oh, here's this book. If you want it, there's a watermark on it. And you're like, bro, I can't even use this. Like, you haven't given it to me. You've shown that to me as an example.
Yeah.
So you're still holding back, right? You're still holding back. When you just purely give. Like, for example, with your content, you'll stay up till 4 a.m. to make this video about CPI. You'll explain it in simple terms. You'll go out of your way to filter things specifically for pure intent to make things simple for people. And a lot of times that goes over people's heads. So that's very, very
They take it for
interesting.
granted until you actually make something paid, right? And I think you told me this, right? And for example, I put a lot of very valuable content for absolutely for free. And a lot of people watch it and take it for granted, because if they had paid for that content, trust me, they would just be more focused and be more appreciative of it, because they would be actually paying to watch that content.
Yeah, the only reason why people pay attention in school and in college and university
is because they pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. And if they don't pay for it directly, then they're always told about the 9K debt. In the UK, it's 9K. Like, oh, I paid 9K for this, I got to do it. Or I'm doing it, I got to do it, right? So the interesting thing for that, especially for you guys, the higher the price goes, the more success you get. The higher the price is, so the more, if somebody's really paying, you charge $4 grand, $5 grand, $6 grand for something, payment plan 2K a month, they are grafting.
Yeah, 100%.
They're pulling up, like, they all really want to make this work.
Yeah, so like, yes, you do need to give stuff for free at first, but after you start getting, deals and collaborations, and you start to, generate some cash flow from doing all this free stuff, now what you got to do is sell yourself high. You should never lowball yourself. That will just show the other person confidence, your confidence in yourself, and it will be like, wait, what the hell? $1 million for that?
Yep.
Jeez, he must be doing something right. Okay, let's look into this. Why is it worth $1 million?
100%. And it's a process. People try to skip the process. They try to go straight to the mill. But you can't get to the mill if you've got nothing to back it up. Exactly. Interesting. So, we wanted to keep this podcast short. Yeah. So I want to spin and ask you another question. The last one was good. Okay. Right? I got a new one, right? Who is the 25-year-old FA? What is he doing?
Oh, wow.
Where is he? What's his presence like? What car is he driving? And what is his reputation?
Honestly, I've done most of the stuff I've done in the past 2 years. So even when people ask me, what college are you planning to go to? I'm like, that's in another 2 years. And I'm like, who knows what I'll be doing in another 2 years.
Wow.
So like, it's just a huge time frame for me to look at, because 10 years is basically, it's
Like a lifetime.
it's
You're
a
moving fast.
lifetime.
Yeah.
So the amount of things that you can even accomplish in one single day is crazy. Like, I remember I have exams at the moment, right? And of course I study and revise and all these things for my subjects because I still want to do well. Like, I taught myself in one single day an entire curriculum we learned over the past 3 years. In that one single day, I think I learned more myself than I learned during those classes in the past 3 years.
Wow.
It's crazy the amount of work you can do if you actually sit down. No, none of these like, oh, okay, I can watch Netflix for 1 hour and, these breaks. None of these. If you be fully concentrated, the amount of things you can accomplish in 24 hours is scary.
So you're going deep.
It's scary.
You're going deep, like deep focus, no
Exactly.
distractions.
100%. But of course, you can't be a machine and do this every single day. It's impossible. You need to do it for 2-3 days, and then you take an off for 2-3 days. You have to do that. Otherwise, you burn out. Like, no one can work as a machine. All these monk life videos and etc. Yeah, cool. But if you look at the reality, no one can do that, right? Then it will be very psychologically tormenting. But back to the question, where do I see myself in 10 years? I still want to go to a very nice college and university because that's an experience that I don't want to miss out on. Like, my priorities right now is just enjoy, live everything that there is to live as someone who's young, someone who's, I want to go to university. I want to spend time with my family. I want to do all of this. And this is my priority alongside what I do. I want to give more priority to the time I spend with my loved ones. So in terms of personal life, I just want to spend as much quality time as possible with my friends, family, and do all of that. But in terms of work life, my current mission is to actually start my own VC. So I want to, in 10 years, hopefully, I want that VC to be a renowned, globally known VC. Of course, with my content creation, I don't think it'll take 10 years, hopefully, with the work I put in. But in the next 2-3 years, I want to be one of the top channels that people can, really go and refer to, in crypto at least, as to, this guy provides value. I learned from this guy, So that's my 2-3 year mission for my crypto channel. And as a personal, outside of crypto, a VC in the next 10 years. And if I get lucky, I really want to become still an actor. So let's see. That's what I want to do.
Interesting, because you're already taking the actions to get there. So even when I asked the question, you're already like, that's a lifetime. You basically already done it. Because you already know daily videos, daily content, keep delivering more value, free intent, spend time with the family. You're going to achieve the goal. So, we're going to leave this here, but I want you guys to actually take advantage of this information, because I know a lot of you guys listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I enjoy making podcasts, but one thing I don't like doing is wasting my time.
Exactly.
So you guys watching this, go back through and listen up, because this kid's beating you right now. This kid's doing bits and you're not, right?
I'll say this, like, everybody has their own journey, right?
Yeah.
I might have done this when I was at this age, but trust me, don't make it something that, God, I wish I should have done it earlier on, because I tortured myself like this. And really, everybody has their own path in life. You're authentic. Like, if you look at Morgan Freeman, for example, he got his big role, his big break in acting when he was 45 years old.
KFC as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is it? Is Morgan Freeman, KFC, the lady that did she used to do the podcast and stuff like that. I forgot what her name is. She's like a billionaire now. The black lady with the
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey, right? Oprah Winfrey did it. So yeah, you are right. Everybody does have their own story. I genuinely feel like it's simply because people take so long to learn the lessons. You've had good mentors and you've made the choice to listen to what they're saying. So you've avoided a lot of mistakes that most people make. And most people can also avoid those mistakes if they actually pay attention to what you're really saying. So my brother, thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me on.
I enjoy it coming on here. I'm sure we'll drop plenty of value. Maybe we'll have to have a rant one time. Like when some shit's going off, we'll pop off. We'll just rant. We'll start talking about some cool shit. And yeah, where can people find you?
You can check me out. I'm sure Tyrell will link my socials in the description below. But if you just go to YouTube, search CryptoKid, Instagram CryptoKid, you can find me there. YouTube is currently my biggest platform where I offer all of my valuable content. But yeah, that's it.
All right, my brother. Take care, man. Thank you very much. Peace.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.